I'm gonna focus a little better there. And we're gonna have a little talk real quick. Turn my fan off. There we go. All right. So again, from time to time, I go in and check my messages through my accounts, and we bumped into a YouTuber by the name of ZIP TRONIC. I think that's what he calls his name, ZIP TRONIC. All right. So, message to you, Mr. ZIP TRONIC. I don't care if you're overseas. We can still get you. Let me explain something to you. You have a business and you have a company. I see you have a business. Don't go out and slander other people's companies because you may not be happy with your own. Because again, as I said before, making statements like that can get you sued. You know, making false statements about businesses that are not true can get you in a lot of trouble. And again, I can't count how many times on my fingers and toes on how easy it is for someone to get dragged into a courtroom and get sued for making a statement about a company that's not true. Because all the company has to do on their hand is just basically show that you made the statement, which you did right there on the thumbnail, about our company's website being sketchy. Now that could cause some damage, making that statement. And that's a statement that will get you sued. We did a background check. I found you do have a business. We found you over here on also too on Instagram. Over here, this is your business right over here. Now, I advise you, you're supposed to be a businessman at the end of the day. Don't go around making false statements about people's businesses, because you wouldn't like that if someone did that about you. If someone made some false statements about you, you would get very upset about that. So don't go around doing stuff like that. Again, I can't explain to people enough that when you attack Christians at the end of the day, the outcome for you is just going to be bad. It's going to be bad. No good is going to come of it. And you want the Lord to bless your business. You want your business to do well. You want it to thrive well. When you go out and make false accusations about people that are not true, these are problems that are going to land on your own head. So, ZipTronics, this is his Instagram account right here. And what he did was he went into our YouTube channel and made a false statement saying that our website was sketchy, or how he said was unsafe. Well, here's the thing. My website runs through something called Wix. And if you go over here on Google, this is, we have our one of our whatchamacallit runs through Google, our homepage and all that stuff we have on here, where you can do a search on check status to see if there's any malware or anything like whatsoever. Mind you, we run through Wix, by the way. So right here, doing the check right here, making sure that everything's legit. And I think I would know more about encryption coding than you would at the end of the day about whether or not my site's safe or not. But let's go check over here. So this right here is the safe browser for Google. We only go to them because all the other sites don't really give you real accuracy. That's what I feel, they don't give me real accuracy. So I go to Google. And this is a Google safe browsing technology examination for billions of URL per day, looking for unsafe websites. Every day we discover thousands of new unsafe sites that may many websites, unsafe websites, many of which, let me see, let me get to websites that may have, well, actually, when we give you some problems when detecting unsafe sites. So basically, Google goes in and people come here to basically put their information in to make sure the site's not dangerous, make there's no malware, no spyware, none of that stuff on the site. So this is what this site does right here. So I go in and I type in at the bottom our web address. This is our web address right here for ILEG-technology-screens.com. And what does Google say? Google says no unsafe content found, which means we don't have any unsafe content. We have no spyware, none of that stuff on our site. So for you, ZipTronic, to make a statement like that about my company and to state that our site is unsafe, basically it's slander and defamation against my company. Now, here's the thing at the end of the day. I'm going to let this one slide. Because again, I believe in giving people a second chance. And I'm going to block you from my channel. If I find you on my channel again, I'm going to file a lawsuit against you. Which means that I don't care if you are in another country, I can go over there and file a lawsuit and bring you over here. And of course, there may be some complications, whatever, but I have very good attorneys that will dig you up out of your home and bring you down here to the United States, which means you have to go through customs and all that stuff. It is not going to be something that's going to be very pretty for you. And you'll come down to the United States and you'll stand trial. And since you have a business at the end of the day, I will take it from you. So next time, do not come to anyone's channel. Don't make false accusations about people's businesses at the end of the day. You want people doing that to you. So take this as a lesson well learned. Until then, I'm going to give this over to a friend of mine who is a private investigator for cyber crimes and whatever he does in a day and this, that, and the other. And he's going to do a full background check on you and get everything we need to know. So just in case, if we ever have any problems again from you, we can go get this taken care of. Now, like I said, I always give everybody a second chance, giving you the option to go in a different direction, scurry on, enjoy your business that you have at the end of the day, learn to have respect for other people at the end of the day. Gee whiz Louise, good gracious. You guys are that, that's what I can't explain to people at the end of the day. You can't hide at the end of the day. You can't. It's impossible. You can't hide. Whatever you think that you can't hide, it's virtually impossible. So when you make statements like that, what if somebody went to his site and said, hey, don't go to his business, it's sketchy, you know what I mean? He does car repairs. If somebody said something about him damaging the cars, putting in cheap parts, stuff like that, you know what I mean? That could hurt your business. So again, you have to know how to respect others. So don't come to my YouTube channel making statements like that. Because within a minute you pop on there, we give it to Matrix, and Matrix can dig up the earth on people. So don't play games with us at the end of the day. Enjoy your business at the end of the day. Be happy with God bless you to have. Because you're going to bring things down in your life you don't want. And that business you have today, we can easily take it from you. As a matter of fact, I can file a lawsuit against you now, and I can take that business from you. Because again, I have proof on my YouTube channel from you basically making a statement about my company having a sketchy site that people shouldn't trust putting information into because their identities might be taken. And that's something, that's a slander not only against me, but it's a slander against Wix, which is a company who basically at the end of the day, it hosts their website. So you're making a statement against them also too. This isn't like Dreamweaver where I went and actually built my own site from scratch. I actually have another company that's actually hosting their website. So when you make the statement like that, that can get you in a lot of trouble. So right there, right through Google, and if anything had popped up on my site, anything in there that would have caused any problems for any customers, and my company has been around quite some time, it would have shown right from the door. And is that my website? Well, let's check. Let's go over here, run to, unplug my phone. I have no idea why. I got an extension cord and a 20-foot cord. And for some reason, it always feels like I never have a long enough cord because it's always hanging around something. So let's go check again. So what this site is about, there's a safe browser site status. This is what this is for. And what you do is you come over here and you check the status of your website. You just type in your website here and it will tell you if there's anything unsafe on your site. See where it says no unsafe content found? Right there from Google itself. So seeing the statement you just made about my site and seeing the evidence we have right there, that's all we need in court to take your business. That's all we need. Clearly have evidence right there. Your website, your YouTube channel. You're on your YouTube channel. I can see pictures of you on there. And also too, we found you on Instagram, which match those pictures. That's all you at the end of the day, right? And so you have a nice little business on the side, your little DJing in between. I see some DJ equipment on your DJing, and you're going to make a statement like that. So my friend, you know, I'm going to let this go. But again, just to make sure, we'll have somebody go in, a little private investigator, since we have some stuff already, and we'll starting our own little package on you. So that way, if you come up again in the future or anything comes up, say, hey, we had a run-in with this guy before, seems like a potential problem, and we'll go from there. And then you can lose your business at the end of the day. Because again, slander and defamation and all that stuff can get you sued. So don't do that kind of stuff. Grow up. Grown man. These are grown people at the end of the day. Grown people today, and you just don't want their stuff. They just don't want it. Oh, so let's go check and see if this is my site. It might not be your site. Oh, it's my website right there. Boy, we're going to be suing a lot of people this year. This year, we got a lot of people getting sued because they chose to say things they shouldn't have said and got themselves in a lot of trouble. That's my website right there. Let's check Crystal Age while we're here. Let me check Crystal Age site too on top of that. Let me see. That two websites. Let's go over to Google. Let's bring up Crystal Edge. This is my new one right here with the domain name. Actually, it's not even Crystal Edge anymore. It has a new domain name on it. Let's go over to that site checker. What was that site checker we just came from right here? And let's put in our other site here. Oh, it's a new website. Forgot. You have no data. We don't even sell anything on that website. So this is no data available because the site's not even available. Oh, there's one going up right there. We don't have anything on that site. We don't even sell anything on the site. It doesn't even have a marketplace on it. So you can't make a transaction on this site. Let me get my other phone. Here we go. And that site's in repair, so we're working on it. But there's no marketplace. There's nothing there at all. It's an information site. That's all it is. The site he's referring to is the site we actually have transactions go through. So this site has no data or current found, which is good, because if there was something on there that was vicious on it, it would have said, hey, there's a red flag on this one right here, so on and so forth. But it's not. It's no data found, because there is no data on it, because the site itself is basically all that's been removed due to the fact that we don't even use this search engine optimizer on it anymore, because we don't make any money off the site. The site's just basically for advertising. That's all we use it for. Now, we decide to go back in and make it for advertising, make it for business, and make money off of it. I decide to actually open up the marketplace, then we'll actually upload all that, but that's not even needed. But anyway, and on top of that, that site also too runs by Wix. So both those sites are by Wix. And let's go back over here. And let's pull in, is that site our site? Yes, it is. Copy and paste. Yes, the site right there. The only way a site is unsafe if you're doing transactions. You're doing transaction, you're putting your money, you're putting your credit card, debit card, information, all that. That's where you have to check sites. You're doing any buying, you're buying anything off this website, that's where you'll have to check. But that site right there under our Crystal Edge site, it's designed just an information site. That's all it is. Most likely, we may trim it down a little bit and turn it into a blog site just for information, and that's what I want to turn it to. I don't really want to sell on this site or open the marketplaces we have on there, because I just want to use it for just basically for information and advertising for the companies. That's basically about it. But other than that, we don't make any money off that site. Our site just strictly for business. It did have a marketplace at one point, but we don't need it anymore. Our main website's here. The problem we had with having two different marketplaces, that we had to redirect people over here and redirect people over here, and became a bit of a headache. We need everything on one page. We had two different websites. One was Crystal Edge, the other one was Black Series Edition. We had to make sure both domain names match. So right here we have ILEG, technologyscreens.com. And then on the other site we have ILEG, technologyscreens /info. So both sites are married together. All right, let me see. Let me go back over here. This is my other site there. Bum, 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 bum. Where's that search at? There we go. Oh, that's info. I want my site. Where's my original one? This is what I want. This is the site we do business on. There we go. See, there it is. In good standing. And that's the site that we take all our transactions on for business, work, PayPal. All our orders go through the site right here. So that's my site right here. So for what's this call's name? ZIP TRONIC. That's what you call yourself, ZIP TRONIC. Yeah, I advise you next time you want to go on someone's channel, make false accusations about their product, be very careful. I know you do have a business. We do know that. You have a few businesses, right? All right, so we're going to do a background check, finish doing the rest of the background check. That way we know where you live at, all the information we need. In the day, the people who's doing this is a friend of mine. He does work for a firm that basically tracks down individuals at the end of the day that are like a cyber and private investigator. That's what he does. And that's what we have at the end of the day, to basically track down people that are trolls on YouTube that want to attack our company for no reason at all. We just want to carry on and act up. So, you know, they depend on not being found, and his job is to find them. So basically, we can send them court documents and get them ready for court. That's what his job is. So he's going to do a little background check on you and figure out all your little information. So just in case if you happen to pop up again, we have you already, and we get ready to start that next procedure of taking you to court. So I'm going to let this one go. I advise you to, next time, mind your own business. I'm going to mute you on our end, but I'm going to leave your comment there. If you try to go in and remove the comment, you can't, and I'll tell you why. Due to the fact that we already have it. We already copied, screenshot it, and everything from the door. So if you think you delete it and we don't have it yet, we went in through your channels and all that stuff. We got all your information, so we're good. And we always do that from the door because people have a habit of deleting stuff. There you go. Good, outstanding. There you go. So next time, you know, don't make statements like that. And just because I can't express this enough, because you think you live in another country, that you think you can't be sued from somebody in the United States, Google it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So be blessed and be happy that you have a nice business, and don't mess it up. Where's my whatchamacallit? I don't put my setup I had on back in here again. Here it is. This is for this. We got it all the way back here. There we go. Explain to people and over again, you don't get away with anything. You don't get away with anything. Our business is Christian based. I put you in God's hands. I pray and get on my knees and put you in God's hands. It's over. It's over. God will be seeking you. God will be searching you out. It's over. It don't make a difference where you live out in the globe. You can't escape God at the end of the day. It don't work that way. It's not where you're going to go. Oh, let me see. What do we have hooked up over here? We had this one hooked up from the PC. So it's running through. I'll put my screensaver back on. Come in and make a nasty statement like that because trying to bring damage. You knew when you made that statement, you were trying to cause problems for my business. That's what you were trying to do. Well, buddy, that's what I said. With all the technology we have today, people still make the dumbest decisions ever. Like literally. And Google has a site finder that will allow you to check the ranking of a website and all that stuff and everything. If the website's in good standing, all that software is there. Now, I like to go through Google. I don't go through any other site. And maybe other sites may have good, but I trust Google. That's one we actually run through. Anyway, so Google's going to know. Google does billions and billions a day on site checks. So that's why we went through them. And my site actually runs through Google. Because one of the things you have to do when you get your Wix account, you have to go through the search engine optimizer. And in the search engine optimizer, you have to have, your website has to be done correctly. It has to be in good standing. I don't think I updated my search engine optimizer on the other site. I want to do some, I got stuff I want to put over there. And I got to go on there and tweak that search engine optimizer. But anyway, as I said before, and those domain names are brand new. I just bought those domain names. They're brand new domain names. So I got them, like I said, to sync the companies together. That's why I got them. Because we had one name for one and one for the other. This is why I tell people in the end, you put yourself at risk. Because again, those are my Lord's blessings that He gives to us. And you guys just keep on pushing that button. At the end of the day, if you think there's no consequences for your actions, there's plenty of consequences for your action. And if He's not a saved man, and He's doing stuff like that, God forbid, if His time comes, it's time for Him to leave this earth, He goes to hell. He's going to burn. Well, that's where you go. People sit there and go, oh, that's what, no, yeah, that's where you go. It's right there written in the Bible. It literally says it in the Bible. That's where you go. Who's right on that one? God, or at the end of the day? I mean, you don't believe me at the end of the day, you go read the Bible. It says right there. And if you're not saved, you have not accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, if you have denied him, you're going to hell. You're going to burn. That's where you're going. No way around it. And then on top of that, you don't even know what tomorrow will bring. Nobody knows what tomorrow will bring. You might not even be here tomorrow. So with that being said, not knowing what tomorrow will bring, and you're out there carrying on and act up and doing stuff to get you in trouble, especially trying to prosecute a Christian, how well is that going to turn out for you? That is not going to go well. So again, get your life together. It's a grown man over there acting like a little 16-year-old kid. A grown man. Looking on your Instagram account, we can see you right there from there. You're a grown man. You got nothing better to do with your time than do dumb stuff like that? You got to grow up. You need to grow up. You are too old to be carrying on like that. You need to grow up. Let me see. Over there. I put it over there. Put that back. Never comes back. Never enough for that. Never do. So, too short. Reacting a fool. I can tell you're not a Christian. If you were a Christian man, you would have known better to do something like that. You would have definitely known better. If you say you are a Christian, a believer of God, you wouldn't have done it either. Because again, it's against God's rules to do something like that. So that tells me that you're not a Christian, yet a believer. And you know we are, because we basically talk about it all the time. It's on our websites everywhere. We announce that we're Christians. So you attack a Christian. That does not do well for your business. Anything in life, it doesn't do well for anything. God revenges his people. God punishes those who basically attack his followers. It's right there written in the Bible. Believe it? Pick up the book and read through yourself what God does to people at the end of the day. He basically attacks his people. So, either you'll pay for it here or you'll pay for it there. But at the end of the day, since you've not picked up your cross, if you had picked up your cross when you were a man of God, you would have never made that statement. Ever. Because then you'd be attacking one of your brethren. Not brethren. Brethren. That's who you'd be attacking. So you know that would be definitely wrong. And you would want to do everything you can to support Jesus, to have Jesus back 100%, and basically not to just get his disapproval. You would make sure you never do anything like that. A lot of things like that. You wouldn't probably want to do anything like that. Period. You would have no desire for that. Christians who do that kind of stuff to attack other people are people that are not Christians. They follow. So, and then judging the fact that you have a skull on your YouTube channel, you know what skulls represent? Skulls represent death, as they represent. I used to be a person, there used to be a thing about skulls. I had skulls on my belt buckle, I had skulls on my rings, I had skulls on just about everything. And so one person said, you're a Christian, right? And I said, yeah. So how are you a Christian? You're walking around resembling death. Have you ever seen the captain's ship, the pirates? You know what that skull represents, right? It's death. What skulls represent is death. So why are you walking around with all that on? You're supposed to be a Christian. I said, you know what, you're right. I threw out all that stuff in the trash. Because that's what it represents. It represents death. So you have a skull right there on your YouTube channel. And that shows you, at the end of the day, that you're not a Christian. Because again, you can't wear it. You can't even have it around you. Because again, skulls represent death. I had one on the front of my case over here for the PlayStation. I pulled it off. Because that's what it represents. It represents death. And Jesus is not about death, he's about the living. And I got much work to do. I'm going to add this in here. I've got this new screen coming in, the one we're working on right now. That's what we have right there for the PC. Put the larger one up. I have a ton of updating on my new website, actually on the website, because I shot a bunch of videos on the technology, and I'm going to upload all those videos onto the our page, and beginning the process of building the blacklist. Not the black, I'm saying blacklist. What is it? The black versus black page. We'll start working on that. So I'm going to be taking this down to work on the other one. And I'll be showing off more of my gamer paint, which I can't wait to start playing around with it. That stuff is so much fun. That is the funnest paint ever. I swear I love that paint so much. Oh, we got our price list. 2 on top of that, but I'll mention that in the next video. Alright, gotta go. Thank you for your time and God bless. As for Trippy Sonic, what is the name of the name? Trippy Sonic or Tronic or whatever, Tronic, what do you think it is? Yeah, you gotta grow up, man. You gotta grow up. Got to grow up. You gotta have respect for other people at the end of the day. I can see from your Instagram page, you run a little business on the side, you know what I mean? You gotta stop treating people disrespectful. You know, you want people to treat you the same way, learn how to treat people better. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you're gonna need the Lord to bless your business. And if you're gonna be attacking a Christian business at the end of the day, you could lose your business at the end of the day. Number of ways you can lose your business. You can lose your business at the end of the day if God basically decides to go in a different direction, and God blesses our business. He takes care of us. And he can basically walk away from that. You basically also to run the risk of basically getting sued at the end of the day, because we can sue you for defamation on that. That, yeah, right there. And people understand when I tell people at the end of the day that defamation lawsuits are only considered hard if somebody says something about you and they didn't write it down, they didn't post it. That's a hard one to prove, because basically it comes down to his word or her word against you. That's hard to do. But when you actually write stuff down and right there so people can see it, that's evidence right there that you said it. So you write a letter to someone saying some nasty stuff about them, and even if you post this letter somewhere other people can read it, yeah, you're done. You're finished. You're getting sued. That is definitely going to happen. And we got you right there on my YouTube channel, coming to my channel, writing something down there that, you know, come on, you should have never said that to begin with. If I want to be that person at the end of the day, I can be that person at the end of the day. But I choose to be another person at the end of the day. Let that one go, and I'll mute you from the channel, and that's basically about it. Alright, that's basically about it. Gotta go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.